So what
And
is the first time buyer house for you? What is that range? Is
oh
it like
gosh,
200, 250,
oh
300?
no, you can't find a house. No, no, no,
See,
no.
it's
Mm-mm.
like I talked to
Mm-mm.
Jesse, same thing. He was like, my average is like 500, 600, and ours is like 350, the low
Yeah,
end.
that would have been maybe years ago, but after the COVID, it kind of ruined our whole. They have to go really to the out.
It's September. We're here for the market update where I'm comparing two real estate markets, Philadelphia and Arizona, two environments that are having some major shifts in 2024. So whether you're, say, curious about what's going on with inventory or prices or buyer demand, or if you're an agent, you don't know what to do in this market, we have you covered. I'm joined by my powerhouse realtor friend, Colleen Olson from Arizona Best Realty. She's a dynamic lady. She has a great team of professionals, and we're going to compare both markets and how they're responding to, say, interest rates, economic changes, and what sellers and buyers really need to know right now. You don't want to miss this, and because what usually happens on the West Coast occurs on the East Coast eventually. So let me share with you my conversation with Colleen and our current status of the market. So with all that in mind about what's going on in the markets, our real estate market report for September, and who do I have with me? My very dear friend from our mastermind group, Colleen Olson from Arizona Best Realty. She's got a great team. Her son's working with her now. She's amazing, sells homes from first-time buyer all the way up to empty nesters, and she helps first-time buyers create their dreams. And so what have you been doing over there? I heard everybody's moving from California to Arizona. Is this true?
Yes,
It is true.
we have a lot of them, and we really came during the pandemic, 2020. They pretty much changed our pricing because they came with suitcases of cash. So there was, so many bidding wars. Of course, they won because they had the cash. They had the most cash. California was shut down. Arizona was open. We were open for business.
Wow.
And so 2020, my best year ever, I sold 61 homes by myself in
Wow.
2020 because we were open for business. So people
Yeah.
came here
Do
and
they stay? Are they still there?
yeah, not, I think some have maybe left, but I
Yeah.
think a lot are staying because they don't like the landscape of the California market.
Yes.
Mansion tax, move out tax. There's a lot of things that I think we're going to just keep continuing. We have a closing today from a client from California, 1031 exchange, taking the money out of California, bringing it to Arizona. Sold another client from California, 9 homes, 1031 exchange.
Wow.
Another one from California, 19 homes, 1031 exchange. Yeah, they
Wow.
sold their homes there. They're coming here and investing in Arizona.
And so how is this changing your market as far as now? I know inventory is still very
Inventory,
low there. How's it going?
inventory stable,
Okay.
and so it's definitely we've seen an increase in our uh, inventory.
Yes.
So it's not like you're having multiple offers now. If the house is
Okay.
um, remodeled and priced really amazingly, then you're still going to
Those,
get multiple offers.
okay.
hmm
So it depends
And in
upon
some
that.
areas, we'll still have multiple offers, but right now, I would say we're a stable market,
Okay.
um, and really more of a buyer's market in a
Wow.
lot of the areas. So sellers are willing to do repairs, negotiate. Yes. Some sellers still have a mindset that, oh, I believe the house is priced, should be priced here. And they're having to come down to
Right.
more where the reality is.
Right. So I see that as people say, oh, there's price reductions, prices are coming down. But people are starting too high.
They're
I don't
starting
think
too
that there's
high.
price reduction. I think the market's kind of where it is. It has it. I mean, we appreciated how much over the last 4 years of house
Oh,
appreciation, 50%,
bananas.
100% in
People,
some houses, right? So
the
if that
equity.
was abnormal, so people are worried about prices coming down. Just that they're coming down, it's that they're normalizing.
They're having to be a little bit more realistic,
Yeah.
and then that's really in our training of with the sellers. So, well, you can price it here, we can test it, but so there are price reductions, and that the only reason is because they price too high
Right.
to
Okay.
start with.
Right.
And if the house is, depends on the state of the home. If it's in ill repair, buyers, they don't want to do any work. They want to come in, they want to bring their suitcases and
Isn't
their
that amazing?
toothbrush, and that is it.
And
So,
then you can create that for somebody. Even in our market, we're Philadelphia. We're the opposite. We're one of the oldest cities in the United States.
okay.
And people, the young people, if you don't have stainless steel appliances, they won't even buy the house. This is like crazy. I know the millennials, but they think they rule the world. This is what they want, and this is what they're going to get, and that's what
Yeah, they
happens.
don't want a starter home. They don't want a starter home.
No, they
Like
want to go
we have a
right to the last. They want to die there. They want to. There's no middle. There's no like moving in 8 years. I try to talk to them. No, you want to start here? No, 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 no. You can't even. That reality doesn't even compute with these young people. So
the luxury market here is thriving.
wow.
A statistic, a great
What's
statistic.
luxury for you? Just give me a price range for your
Well,
listeners to
it would
understand.
probably start now around 3 million, 2 3 million,
Wow. Okay, that's your
depending on the
average.
area.
That's your
Um,
average.
yeah. So now Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, just a great statistic. There was in the last 6 months, 21 homes sold, starting at 9.5 million,
Oh,
with
jeez.
a closing yesterday of 32,600,000.
Oof.
That never existed in Arizona 15 years ago.
No.
So 21, and the average price per square foot,
Uh-huh.
$1,400 a square foot.
Oh my God, that is ridiculous.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Are
Huh?
these homes on golf courses or in gated communities or they're
Abby,
really private on big lots? What makes them
Um,
so expensive? The amenities, the pools, the basketball courts or stuff like that? What makes them
the
really
area,
the area? Okay.
Paradise Valley,
Okay.
North Scottsdale, Silverleaf, where the country clubs,
Okay.
the people are coming and these are, a lot of them are brand new homes because they were tear
Oh, okay.
downs, and a
Okay.
builder comes in and builds a brand new home. And so even the 32 million one that sold, um, yeah, it's again, that was 2,000 a square foot,
Hmm.
2087 per square foot. It
Wow.
was a 15,000 square foot house.
Okay, so in relation to Philadelphia, I mean, our average in my little pocket, I'm in Montgomery County, right outside of Philadelphia, and that $1 million market is hard, it's not good at all. And there's more houses on the market. If you were going to look for that price range, you'd have more to see than in the first time buyer market. It's zero, like Zippo. So in that market, for us, our average might be 1.5, which is very interesting. And that hasn't gone up. Like, for example, homes in a neighborhood that I sell in all the time, they're still only going for like 2.5 to 3, where you would think it would have gone up a lot. But the prices of homes in those high areas have not changed over the last 4 years.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. That's definitely not the case
not
here.
the case
Now
there.
on the lower price homes,
Yeah, what's
um,
got
you
there?
know, yeah. And the average sales price from price to list is 97%. So, I mean, that's still pretty good, from what they're listing at to what they're getting. They're getting about
On the
97%.
lower, on the lower,
In the
or
well,
general?
yeah, not in the luxury market, in the
Yeah, right. In this
regular market.
regular market, not
Yeah,
luxury. So what is
and
the first time buyer house for you? What is that range? Is
oh
it like
gosh,
200, 250,
oh
300?
no, 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 you can't find a house. No, no, no,
See,
no.
it's
Mm-mm.
like I talked to Jesse, same thing. He was like, my average is like 5, 600, and ours is like 350, the low
Yeah,
end.
that would have been maybe years ago, but after the COVID, it kind of ruined our whole.
Right.
They have to go really to the outskirts,
Okay, so you have to go
and
far out.
further
Yeah,
out,
further, further out.
and around 400,000
Yeah,
is starting, and you may not even get a very nice house at 400,000.
right, right.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's tough. What do you say to buyers today? I mean, I have a hard time talking with buyers. They come in, I saved 10,000, like they saved 10,000, and they're ready to go. My clients' children, and they don't really have any money to really. They can't buy a house. They have like maybe $10,000. They don't have the income needed. They can't afford. The average, I would say, payment over here is like $2,500, $2,900 a month. They can't afford that.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it is expectations. We have to help change a little bit of their expectations. Um, we'll then get some assistance from family members.
Yes,
You
seeing
know,
a lot of that, a
I
lot of
think
that.
that is, really, really, we're seeing a lot of that. Multi-generational moving into a home,
Yeah.
which I think is, definitely. We're seeing a lot of that. But a lot of them are kind of now sitting back on the fence, waiting for possibly for the interest rates to drop. Again, will we ever see during the really strong, 2 or
2%,
3%? Probably
3%.
never again. Um, and of course, I think that could, depends on leadership. Um,
Yeah.
but yes.
So you have
Mhm.
inflation over there in Arizona too?
Oh, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and
They're going to take the interest rates down to get votes. That's kind of
oh
what
yeah,
happened. Interest rates are going to come
yeah.
down. So let's vote
Gas
for me.
prices
You know.
in 2020, 225, and now you're paying 345, or
Ooh,
mhm, because yeah, we want the 225 back. Drill, 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 baby.
I remember
And and
that.
so, but yeah, I think a lot are sitting on the fence, but once the interest rates drop, then the prices will go back up again. So I tell buyers this is really the time to purchase now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you
And
seeing a shift in what buyers like? Are they going for something
no,
different, or are they looking for more outdoor space, home offices?
home offices, yes, but a lot of people are back to work. So
Mm,
home office isn't as critical as it was
okay.
back in during COVID. A lot of them are back to, driving and going to work. So we're
So they
not
are
seeing
going
that.
back to work then, really? A lot.
Oh,
You're
in
seeing it more.
Arizona, pretty much
Have
in
you?
Arizona, everybody was back to work. I mean,
Oh
people
yeah,
were
because you never
working,
really.
you
So your
know.
commercial real estate market didn't take a hit like it's taken over here in Pennsylvania. Our Philadelphia commercial market, nobody wants to live. Well, that's because it's Philadelphia, but the suburbs, nobody wants. They don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want commercial. We have a building for sale. Our building, having a hard time selling it. Commercials,
And
very hard.
it did take a hit, but um, if I look at the top 20 companies that have moved to Arizona, TSMC, it's already built, but a massive semiconductor plant in Phoenix.
Wow.
We have Intel. Now, Intel, and I help a lot of Intel employees, they're predicting 15,000 system wide to be laid off. But, they've got 4 or 5 different cities that they're in. But going down, Samsung, considering putting a new chip plant here. Nikola has a motor company in Coolidge.
Wow.
Norton LifeLock moved its headquarters to Tempe. Honeywell Aerospace expanding in Phoenix.
Wow.
Microsoft expanding data centers in Arizona. Facebook is building a new data center in Mesa. So we have a lot of that. We got a lot of companies that are moving here. So into more the outskirts, and that's where you see all the growth
The
of
building.
the
Yeah.
building.
Are you seeing a lot of those little? What we're seeing in our area is like these. They're putting up these apartments and building shopping centers right underneath, so that you can go right from your apartment down. And there's so many of them. It's causing amazing traffic problems in our area, and it's. I
Uh-huh.
don't particularly care for it, but are you
Yeah.
seeing a lot of that?
Work, live, play. Yes,
Yeah.
we have, but we've
Play, I
had
like
that. We've already, down in Old Town Scottsdale, up in Kierland. Yeah, there's lofts. People go downstairs, go to dinner, and then they go back up. So kind of a little bit of a city life, but
Yeah.
really not like
Yeah.
crazy, crazy busy. There's a brand new. They tore down a mall. It's the Paradise Valley Mall,
God.
and they're redoing it, and apartments going up, and then that's where the new Whole Foods is going to be,
Oh.
restaurants. You could walk to Costco,
Hmm.
so it's going to be that walkable,
Yeah.
big 40-acre park going in, um, and
Hmm.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're into the people who want an easy lifestyle.
Yes, I remember the book, The Popcorn Report. Wasn't that a book that Joe was mentioning to us to read a while ago? The
Mhm.
Popcorn Report, where all the malls were going to become dinosaurs, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean it's happening.
Yeah, well, you got Amazon and everything. Who wants to go to the
Yeah.
mall when you could, But there's still, I mean, we have Fashion Square in
Okay.
Scottsdale and all the
It's a great
high-end.
shopping. Sounds like great
Oh,
shopping, great stores.
great. Yeah, yeah.
So,
If you have money to
um,
spend, you can spend it. Yeah.
that's
Very
great.
lots of high-end shopping here.
Okay. So I was really curious about, I mostly list houses. I know you list houses too. And have you been switching your strategies? Because I've been changing my strategies a little bit, but I find that what I was doing, even during COVID, people were not doing anything. They were just throwing pictures up and people were buying. We still kept with our system of making things happen, and we got exponentially more. I still feel that you need to even push it a little bit more on the seller side, showing your value because of the change in the NAR, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but NAR's guidelines. Tell me, are you doing anything different or more profound, or what value do you bring to your home sellers in Arizona?
Well, I think, telling the sellers again, the house has to show well. And, I have my daughter who's a professional organizer. So,
Right,
a
that's
lot of
right.
times we bring her in because, again, people are watching all these shows on TV and these beautiful homes, and nobody wants to walk into a house with clutter, you know, um, you know, no light bulbs in. We really try to train the sellers. The web appeal is a new, the new curb appeal.
Yeah,
People are looking at your house online. Everybody has what, a 3 second attention span. You got to grab them right away.
right.
So, really getting the sellers to do what it takes to, if it's paint or staging, all of
Right.
those things.
Right.
They
So
got to
still
look the
the same
best.
type of thing? Or not, is there
Uh-huh.
anything different that you've been doing? Have you been doing anything different with the
Not
market?
really. No, I think,
Sticking to your, you had a great system.
we
You
have
stick
great
to your
system.
system. Yeah,
Hmm.
already. We
Yeah,
have systems. I
yeah.
mean, that's why 80% of the realtors probably just left because the real estate business because they don't have any systems. I mean, this National Association of Realtors, as many of my listeners know, has just come in and think that they were going to save the day with this new regulation. So it happened August 17th. This is a timely podcast because we just had this happen. So I've had 3 sales since three like homes going on the market since the 17th, and I probably had one was like a fixer-upper house. It was low end. I had probably of all the showings I had, about 75% of those people texted me ahead of time, wanting to know what were we offering,
How
and
many
that's
bananas?
how many bananas are you going to give these monkeys? So have you been getting a lot of now, like so much more book work at home, or like texting coming on to you, asking you what's the seller doing, or questions like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, but
Yeah,
it's just, it's easy, simple, depending on what our sellers are giving us permission to do,
right.
and we're kind of still encouraging, especially when the market is, stable, encouraging our sellers to really, they're going to ask for it. So make your house be more desirable that the
Yeah.
agents want to show. I think it's
And
still really
right.
critical that sellers, and they are, and especially in the luxury market, the sellers are they are paying. They're paying. They will
Yes.
pay a compensation or a banana or whatever.
Banana.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you are,
Lots of bananas and
yeah,
lots of bananas. Mm-hmm.
lots of bananas. We've been
Uh-huh.
just doing it as concessions and just leave it at that. So the buyers, can I say, listen, just ask what you want. Seller's willing to give 2.5%, whatever number they were
Whatever
willing,
it is.
2%, 1%,
Yeah.
whatever banana they're willing to do, a million
Exactly.
percent, yeah. So, and just bring it in. And some people came in with no commission, by buyers paying it. Okay, well, that's still the same as paying the same price. The price still really remains the same. It's like
No.
it's a price here, but what is your house worth? It's going to, I think, take a while for the industry to stay flatten out where there's no commission at all paid by the seller. It's going to take a while for that, and then the buyer paying it, and then the prices could come down, which doesn't mean
Yeah.
that the price. So it's going to be very hard when you look at sale price right now, because some people aren't paying commission, some people are. So that the average sales price doesn't mean anything anymore because it could be inflated or deflated depending upon whether the commission is being paid. There's no
And I think the
normalcy
lending
there.
side of it, I think the lenders, I think we're going to have to figure out if the first-time home buyers are going to be able to wrap it into the loan, those extra, if they don't have that extra cash. And really talking to the buyers that, a reason for cancellation, if you don't have those, you get to the finish line and you don't have the extra 8,000 for the, compensation. Um, you that's not a reason for cancellation. You'll be giving your earnest deposit
Yeah.
because
Oh,
that's
I
not a
see.
loan contingency.
Yeah. Well, I did talk to my lender last week. Chris, I've been working with her for 25 years. She's amazing. She said her bank, they're offering a closing cost and then another separately that they're bring it into together, but you can ask for it separately. So, and in
That's
Pennsylvania, our
brilliant.
agreement is set up that way where you could do a concession. So it is something to think about, but I just think that everybody's doing something different. There's no, it seems like it's crazier than before or less structured, organized than it was when we just had the old way. It seems
Yeah.
like people are doing
It'll
whatever they
pan
want to
out.
do.
It'll pan out. And I think, we went through short sale and bank owned days for what, 2007 to 2011. So I don't freak out too much. It's just like it's all going to work out.
It's all going to work out.
Those are really hard days. Those were
Yeah,
hard days,
yeah,
So again, I think the cream will rise to the top. People coming in, thinking that they're going to get their real estate license, the fact that they thinking they're, again, going to make bazillion dollars without doing any work.
yeah,
Those days are, we, as you and I know,
yeah.
because, we have a thriving business.
Yes, it's
Um,
something we do have. We have a business,
we do
and
have a
mostly
great,
by referral.
yes,
And I think you're 100%, right? I mean, basically, I mean,
does. Sure,
once in a while you
repeat.
get a call from, oh, I saw your sign. I like how you marketed the house. I saw you
Yeah.
online. I'm getting a lot more of that. People like, I saw you sold my neighbor's house 3 years ago. I've kept your number. And that's not by referral, but it's kind of, sort of is, because they saw what we do and they kind of like what we're doing, and things like that. So let's talk about some challenges. Any challenges in buying or selling right now? Are you having
Well, there's some
higher?
challenges.
Yeah.
Again, I'll give two examples of a couple buyers that kind of freaked out last week, 2 weeks ago, when Intel came out and said that they were going to be doing some layoffs. We actually had two buyers cancel
Ooh.
during the transaction because they were unsure, and they're still employed right now,
Right.
checking in on them. But I think, they a little bit of fear,
Yeah,
you know,
fear. Yeah.
and so,
And there's so much advertising on politically that to create fear for either side. I saw one of these ads I was watching. I was like, oh my God, I'm interested in. I don't want to get too political here, but it just there's a lot of people saying things that aren't true and the lies, and it makes it a lot challenging for anybody to want to even go to vote. Like, why even go out to vote when there's such opposition? But I think it's going to affect our market a lot. They say Pennsylvania, like last year was Arizona. Last time was Arizona that was kind of had a lot of questions and things going on. And in Pennsylvania, supposedly, when they look at the map, they're saying Pennsylvania is going to be, and you know, I don't want to. I mean, I live 20 minutes from the city, and if there's another riot, I'm out. I just can't live in an area where, and I think that a lot of people, we don't get relocation to Philadelphia that much. Maybe the yuppies going into town, or we don't get a whole lot
yeah,
of relocation, not at all. And if they do, they plan on staying for a year or two, and they don't want to stay long enough. So I just had a relocation deal fall through because there's a little stucco on there, came out to be 20%, and then we had back and forth. Like, well, I'm moving in 2 years, so I don't want to do anything because I don't want to buy this because
the
I don't want to be
synthetic,
stuck with it.
yeah. We get that a lot though, actually. People from the East Coast, they come here and they're like, is it synthetic? No. So you're fine. But we get that a lot from
Yeah,
the East Coast
from
people.
the East
But
Coast.
yeah,
You get people moving from my area.
yeah,
I just
we
wanted
get
to
it.
send you somebody from my area. Yeah.
Yes, you did. And yeah, 82% of my business is relocation. And
Wow.
so I help people relocate in and some relocate out because, and especially a lot for Intel, because they may come in and then they may move to a different plant. Or I help a lot of physicians. The medical in Arizona exploded.
Wow.
So, all new
Why
hospitals.
the hospitals? Why do you think it's
Hospitals.
so big there?
Well, because, all of a sudden, Arizona used to be a secret. I
Yeah.
really did. It was kind of, when I moved here in 1989, it was small. Like just a little over 1 million, some people lived here. Now we're at 4.5 million.
Wow.
And so, and with everybody moving here, aging population, but the actual age is like 34 in Arizona. People think it's just for old people. Well, that's not the case. And but we needed the hospitals and the doctors to be able to support the amount of people that have moved here. And so, um, yeah, I mean, we have Mayo Hospital, and now we have the Mayo Cancer Hospital, Mayo Clinic. We've got Dignity Health, all the top hospitals, and a lot of physicians moving here.
Well, that makes, I guess, makes it desirable for your town to grow and prosper because people moving in and I know a lot of people say that that's all they want to do is move to Arizona. I've got so many people saying Arizona, Arizona, Arizona. I
Well,
even know some realtors that
320
are
days.
licensed in Arizona.
Yeah, 320 days of sunshine.
Yeah.
Um, it's an active lifestyle here. You can in December you can go up to Flagstaff, sled, ski, come home, throw all that wet stuff
Wow.
into the dryer, and go for a bike ride, all in the same day. Uh-huh. So the landscape, we've got, the two major airlines that started, back in the 80s, America West and
Okay.
Southwest.
Yeah.
And, whenever you have a major hub for an airline, the jobs come and the people come.
Yeah. Mm. So
People love nonstop flights.
I love nonstop flight, and I fly through Phoenix all the time coming to
Exactly.
California.
But here you can be 1 hour to San Diego. You can be in the beach
I
in
know.
1 hour.
I'm jealous when I go out to California. You guys meet me out there, and you
I
only
know.
have an hour flight. I have a 5-hour flight.
I know.
Yeah. So, any advice to new agents, agents getting started in your area? Like anything you can tell a new
Let-
agent?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing, of course, is before you come in the business, make sure you have about 6 months worth of savings. Okay? Because it takes a long time for you're going to make that first sale. I mean, you could be lucky and get a big sale right away, but again, and I think just learn all of the different areas, and get out and just talk to people. I think our coach taught us that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
talk about real estate, go out, and
Connect, right?
yeah, and one of my mentors told me to join either a country club or a high-end gym, and so you'll be around the people that you want to sell to. And I
Yeah.
did that, and that's,
I love your gym. I would
yes,
love to have that.
yes,
That's a great
yes,
little posse you have there.
yes.
A nice group of people.
And one of those posses was the chief of Mayo. We helped sell his house and he moved, but I think we went to his house and he fixed your finger
Oh yes.
in an apron
I
as
forget.
he was
I
preparing
remember that. My finger. I don't forget what I did with my
no,
finger. It was
25.
it's
Yeah, the
falling off
input.
or something. I don't know. Something was falling off,
And
and
he was
Colleen to the rescue.
within 20 minutes we were at his house and he had an apron on because he was cooking dinners and he took out all his little tools and he fixed your finger,
Yeah.
wrapped it up.
It's one thing you are in touch with the doctor. If somebody's moving to Arizona and you are in touch with all professionals, but the doctors, you have your circle that your circle you can give to your clients, and that's a gift. That's a gift. That's an amazing gift to have, especially nowadays because you want to. I mean, I find that people are looking for a referral even more than going onto the internet than ever because
Oh
they're
yeah.
afraid to get stuck with something that's not good, which is not good.
In our concierge service, I have. Once they move here, we've got plumbers, electricians, we've got everything
Yeah.
that they need to help solve their problem. Again, nobody can fix anything on their own anymore, so we have to have the people that can come in and do that for them.
Yeah, so what do so that's one thing you have for your homes and your buyers too. They can buy a fixer upper
Yeah.
and you have people who can help. So you have that whole big network as well.
Oh yeah. Oh
Contractors.
yeah.
And all that. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what makes me want to live there. So if I
It-
want to live on a golf course, as
yes,
you know, I love to play golf,
of course.
and I want to live. So I'm looking at Hilton Head right now. So we're thinking of
Nice.
doing it. So it's a little island, but I'm looking at on a golf course. It has like a little water there that you can the golf course behind, and I can see the sunset. I guess you really don't see much of the sunset because Hilton Head's right on the bay there. But anything like what would I be spending for like a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, about 35 to 4,000 square feet? What would I be spending? $1 million?
On a golf course. Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Nice
know.
golf course, not your dinky golf course. One I could
Well,
join.
the 30, well, and that's just it. Here's the hard part now.
Can't
People
join.
wanting to move into a golf community,
Uh-huh.
the wait list to get a golf membership
Yeah, okay.
is
Do you sell
it's
the golf membership
absolutely.
with the house? Is that how it goes?
There are
Is that
some communities, some, but very rare right now. I think Silverleaf, the membership is up to over 400,000 just to join. And then you're on a wait list.
how sick
Desert
of
Highlands, um,
the
you
lag?
have, yeah, you have to buy a membership of 150,000 in Desert Highlands, but you can move in that community knowing you get a golf membership,
No, it's
you know?
fantastic.
And so you got Mirabelle and Desert Mountain. Um, but to be on the golf course, you would, let's see, probably it can be
Okay.
anywhere 4, 6, 10 million.
Wow. I think I'll go to Hilton Head. I'll be able to
Yeah.
afford that a little bit
Or
more.
you
We should
can go on
go.
a public one for 1 million or 2 million.
Yeah, that's good. Well, at least there's some places to go
Exactly.
when they're there. So, lastly, do you have a memorable, I always like to ask people this, some memorable interaction or transaction with a client that makes you want to come back? I know every transaction I do, I love what I do, and so do you. We thrive on it. But anything special that really, you can look back and say, this is why I do this every day and why I work so hard for
I
my
think
clients.
one of my favorite memories was our relocation department came to me and said, "We have this renter. Nobody wants her. Nobody will take her." And she's like, "Well, she's kind of your age." And I'm like, "Oh, what does that mean?" "No, I'll take
Watch out for that.
her." So I met with her and to find out what was important to her. And she said she needed something that was furnished, um, and basically a lock and go because she was going to be working 14 to 16 hours a day.
Wow.
I said, "Oh, well, what are you doing?" She goes, "Well, I'm overseeing the building of the new cancer hospital." I said, "Oh."
Wow.
So I put her in a
Right up
condo
your alley.
at the Biltmore, and she literally, from her bed to the gate at the Biltmore, was like, I don't know, 150 steps or whatever for coffee in the morning and at nighttime wine and at the beautiful Biltmore Fashion Square. I said, "I'm not responsible for your credit card, but this is a great location." So, and I was told that they probably would never buy. They had a home in Buffalo, New York. A couple months later, she calls and says, "Colleen, we want, I think Sal and I want we're going to get married." And they were older getting married. "And we want to buy a house." I said, "Okay." Christmas Eve, she texts me, "This house just came on the market. When do could we go see it on the 26th?" I said, "What are you doing tomorrow morning?" She goes, "You would show us a house on Christmas Day?" I said, "Well, my kids are older." I said, "I'm not going to see them until the afternoon." I said, "Absolutely." So we went down, went to the house, sat there for like 2 hours, absorbed this house, perfect location to the hospital, and we got it approved. And then we closed on it, and my daughter Katie happened to be in town, the organizer, and we
Yeah.
went to the house, and there were boxes everywhere. And Marcia, "I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "No problem. This is going to be a great house." We leave. My daughter looks at me and says, "Are you going to leave her like that?" I said, "Oh my God, Katie, are you willing to help her?" She said, "Yes." Knocked on the door. "Marcia, can Katie come organize for you tomorrow?" "Absolutely." Went back. She was there. Marcia came home from work, not a box to be seen. The kitchen completely organized. She called me. She fell to the ground crying, saying, "No one has ever treated me the way you treated me. I have to move 8 to 18 doctors here. You're my girl."
Oof.
30, 36 referrals later
Oh my God, that was amazing.
from one gift. And just being kind
Yeah.
and you know,
Colleen, I know, I love. Right there.
well,
Takes the time
yeah,
with everybody.
going the extra mile.
For the extra mile. That's a great story. Super
Yeah.
story. So what do you have on your plate today out there and you're 3 hours behind, so now you're
Yeah,
still
yeah. So we have
still
two
working.
closings that we have tomorrow, and a client that a repeat a text last night want to sell their house in Paradise Valley, and downsize. Okay. And so we're going to have a meeting call later on that. But yeah, so busy day, but all good, you
Yeah.
know, and yeah, and again, it doesn't matter if it's a first time home buyer, you know, or, you know, all the way up, everybody gets treated the same.
That's awesome. I love your way of doing business by referral only.
Of
We both
course, with
share that
Joey.
with Joe Stump, our coach. And if any agents out there listening, look
Oh,
up by referral only and get started because that's just it's one client at a time. Sharing your love, your gift to them, you're connecting with them, making sure they're okay. And it's important. It's like we are their family. I mean, I go to my client parties, people come and the whole family comes, their sisters, their cousins. I brought my cousin John. She wants to sell next year, and then they bring their whole family. Isn't it amazing?
oh yeah.
The
And
whole process. And you are their family. We are in their part of their family.
absolutely. And I think too, you know, anybody starting out, by referral only, I mean, Diane and I are both so successful because of Joe Stump
Yeah,
and by referral only. Absolutely. He's constantly pushing, pushing, pushing. And we are who we are today because of it.
right.
I
Always
know.
out in front. Always out in front. Like we're doing now, the things we're doing with our book that we're writing.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And with the Elevate coming up in the next couple weeks, I'm
Yep.
not sure if we're going out there. I'm not. I'll be on Zoom.
Zoom. I'm doing Zoom this time.
Zoom,
Yeah.
okay. And then,
Mhm.
but anyway, so let's say thank you so much, Colleen, giving us a report from Arizona. I love the fact that the doomsdayers, as I was looking at the YouTube channel, and it was like, don't, I'm going to give you some of the heading titles, okay? Worse than a crash. This will be worse than a housing crash in Arizona. But Arizona has become hell, full collapse. I'm reading this on YouTube. These are like videos from like last week. So we're not there, guys. Colleen gave you the update, what's going on there. It's not crashing. And we do appreciate all the help for being on our channel today.
You're
Enjoy.
welcome. And we have 3.5 homes selling a month over $10 million.
Okay, well,
So there's no, I mean, it's still moving. The luxury market, all the markets are still moving.
awesome. All right,
We're
we
here
have,
to help if you want to come to Arizona. And our website, say yes to thisaddress.com.
yes, I was going to ask you, how can they get a
Yes.
hold of you? Say
Yep.
yes, Mr. Dress?
Say yes to thisaddress.com or ColleenOlson.com. Absolutely. We're here to help.